Hey people, welcome back to my channel. Today we have an anime review. Now if you're new here and you love anime reviews or TV show reviews, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Today we're doing an anime review on Deca-Dence. This is a very recent anime. Just came out in July 2000 of this year. This is a really simple anime. But first, before we get into anything else, and I know I haven't done it in a while, let's get into the first thing you see. The intro. Now starting with the intro and the intro song is called Theater of Life by I'm sorry, I'm butchering this name. Konomi Sosoki. Please, I apologize if I'm butchering that pronunciation. But it's called Theater of Life. Now, with the intro, it has a good ring to it. There's nothing really bad about it. It's really uplifting, and in the intro there's a lot of action scenes, and like I've said before, that intros usually do is they show what like bits and pieces of what's going to happen in the anime. So now I haven't really finished it. I'm only halfway through, maybe a little bit more than halfway through. But it seems like the intro song goes together. They could have went with something a little bit more happier, should I say, or more of a. It still goes along with the intro, and the song goes with the intro, but I was with the intro song, I was hoping for something more, not violent, but more of, it's hard to pronounce, dramatic or something like that. But that's just my opinion. Now starting off with the story. Now, this story is, like I said before, it's very simple. This is about, and it's somewhat original, but it's not really original. It's about, humanity is on the brink of extinction, and they're being overrun by, constantly in fight with these things called dolls, little monsters that are pretty much taking over the world. But at the same time, they all live in, the humans, 90% has been extinct. Only 10% is left. And they all live in a big giant metal fortress that's called Deca-Dence. Now that everybody is living and trying to live in their best life inside this, and trying to stay safe and survive inside this fortress that goes around, and trying to stay away from the Gadol, they still have to fight the Gadol with these things called not tanks, but gears, who are like a certain kind of race, and sometimes they have like also another special group called the Powers. It's a group of humans. Now, as I've come to learn, that the gears are not really human, but it's hard to explain. They're not human, and they have a human look to them. But but the powers are human, and they fight. They fight the Gadolls, and they have like some type of juice inside them, like their own blood inside the Gadol that help powers the Deca-Dence, that fortress, the big metal fortress. This anime is very simple. Now I'd like to talk about the main character. Main character her name is Natsumi. When she was young, she lost her arm, and her father to fight by the Gadol. She was a young kid. She had no business out there in the world or outside the fortress. But she lost her arm, and she had got a mechanical one. Now since she lost her father, she seems very empowered. She wants to fight the Gadol, wants to save the world, things like that. The reason why I said this is simple, and it's fine. She seems kind of clumsy, and seems kind of, I wouldn't say uplifting, but it seems kind of mainly just clumsy to me. She also seems a little motivated, because she lost her father and her arm to the Gadol when she was younger. But that's all I can say about this character. There's not much I can say about this character. Like I said, this anime is simple. I'm sorry if I'm repeating this over and over again, but it is. But now it's on to my first thoughts. Now comes to my first thoughts. My first thoughts on this was, as everybody knows, I give a 3-episode test, and after 3 episodes, I was like, after the first episode, I was like, okay, this has some potential. Second episode, I'm like, all right, maybe. And third episode, I'm like, you know what? I started it. I'm gonna finish it. But nothing impressing. The artwork in it is great. The background is great, but nothing too impressing about the story. There is some twists and turns in it, but still, it's nothing too impressing, nothing too original that just jumps off the screen when I'm watching it, or nothing that pops out. But that's just my first thought of it. The action, no, I'm not gonna say there's nothing that pops off of it. The action does. That's original. That right there, the action scenes, great. That is great. Now it's time to come off with a rating. Now, I would give this, with all that I've talked about, I would give this anime probably, so far, I'll give this a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5, because, like I said, nothing pops off, and nothing is different than how other typical anime main characters are. Even with the guy that trains her, nothing really pops off. He seems just like a guy who has been, who has a lot of experience and knows what he's doing, and kind of like the typical anime. But only thing that does pop off is the action scenes. The action scenes are great, and I love watching them. So, like I said, 6 out of 5. I'm sorry. Ooh, goodness. 6.5 out of 10. What can I say? I hope you enjoyed this video on the review of Deca-Dence. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, if you have any kind of suggestions of any kind of anime, Netflix, TV shows, or movie that you would like me to do a review on, don't forget to write it in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one.